Good morning, everybody. It's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. It is about 6:30 and I go to work later today, but I'm up right now to show you my cleaned up and cleaned out and reorganized workshop that I call PaperTown. I'm so excited with the results. The corner that I'm in right now, you've probably seen this wall before. Somebody asked one time, like, is there even a door in here? But the door, it's a double door that it'll swing open and let me see the whole yard and hear the birds and let a nice breeze in when it's a good day like that. I keep this over it though. It's 2 quilts that are hanging and then the beautiful wall hanging that Mary sent to me. I love this. This helps to keep the air contained in here from either the air conditioner, which is a window unit, or a small heater that I have. So this room is not insulated at all, and it can get very hot in short order, and it can get very cold in short order. There's a concrete floor. One of the things I don't like about the room is that it just opens up to these wooden rafters or whatever. But as I was cleaning out this time, I got the idea to get fabric and attach it to these rafters or beams that are holding up the roof. I think I'm gonna do that. I really do. I'm gonna look at the fabric when I go back to work today. We have a lot of upholstery fabric that's nice and heavy, and I think it would work just to attach it from beam to beam. I have to be careful, of course, with any electric there, but I do think it'll work. Anyway, we shall see. But I want to show you, just give you an intro, show you my face, and let you know that I'm still here after all of this. It is much lighter and brighter in here as I'm about to show you. Now let me show you some things close up and explain some things. This corner has always been back here as a utility corner. I keep my dehumidifier that I need to run out here from time to time. There's an extra heater. Under the gold fabric is a tent that I take if I'm going to do a sale somewhere. And these things I can't get rid of. I don't like to see them. I like for everything to be really pretty. But I need these things, and you know what? Sometimes things just have to be utilitarian. So this corner here is the papermaking and paper dyeing station. I needed just some counter space to work, and I wanted to organize things that I've collected to sort of reflect what the area is. Things were scattered about. I love to dry flowers, and I think they're really pretty. That is St. John's wort. And then we have baby's breath, and these two are both hydrangea. I think they're really pretty. I may use petals in some of the paper. I use water all the time for the things I do out here, which is very necessary for making paper. And then in here I've got tea bags, flower petals to go in the paper. I have some tools that go with, just some of the things I'm using. I've got a couple of different screens, some like a plastic sheet, which I think is fun to use anyway, not just to protect surfaces, but also to create an effect where water or stain will pool and you can lay your paper on it. So we're going to work with some of that. These metal springs I couldn't pass up. I bought those at work, and probably some of that will end up in the garden. And I also thought it would be really neat to rust some paper and some fabric over here. And I just have some of my favorite botanical posters over here. That one I bought, and then this one and this one Jason's mom bought for me because she knows I love stuff like that. And you can see my name. My sister bought me that. Clothespins are invaluable. This is a container that Jason bought an orchid for me in the container, and the orchid was so gorgeous. It was in my retail store, and it bloomed really pretty for a couple of years, and then when I moved out, it just didn't do as well. It finally died out, but I kept the container, and I don't remember how it broke, but it like split right in the middle. I did not want to get rid of it, so I kept it and glued it back together, and it's just one of my favorite things. It makes me think about Jason. So I got rid of the basket that was there holding the clothespins, and now I have the ceramic container. But let's back up now and look at this. I have to have lighting out here, and I ordered several of these fixtures. I've had that one for a while. You might remember this one here had a big shade on it that had a lot of red. Well, I just didn't want the red out here. I'm kind of trying to pull the red out of this room, and I do like certain colors of red, but I really like pink. Anyway, I want to redo a shade for that. Perhaps. I don't know. I'm kind of liking just the light right now because that's really nice too. And then this station, so let me zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole corner. This station back here is for my paper cutting and fabric cutting. There's all kinds of paper in that shelf. It's really, really sort of open, usable space where I can lay the paper that has dried from, you know, the shelf or the station over to the left. But I also have papers here that I know I'm going to use for upcoming journals. And it's just paper. I mean, I buy a lot of paper, so it's a place to store it. Fear not, though. Somebody asked me one time in here, like, how do you do anything? And I understand that because it looked like a lot in here. But I am very organized. I know that's hard to believe. This stays in here as well. So I have all kinds of organized paper, and I have things also organized like by season and projects that I'm working on. I have file folders, envelopes, laminating pages, transparencies, things that I need sometimes, but not all the time. Of course, my air conditioner's back there in the corner. And let's just zoom on around. You're going to see some things are the same. So now let's look at the wall across the back so that you can see how much space there is in here. The bookshelf has got all sorts of journals that I've made, journals that people have made for me, books that I pull pages from, and books that I use to stay inspired, a lot of Stampington magazines. I brought things down because I am going to try to do the fabric thing above. I've got the beautiful angel wings that Mary made. This is a really soft corner here. I kept the things that I love the most. I love the old plates. I just have a weakness for these old, like ironstone plates, and especially if they've got crazing going on, even if it's cracked. I just think that's so beautiful. I want to talk to you about some things in this area. The dollhouse, oh my gosh, I love this dollhouse. This is what my daughter Michaela had when she was about 10 years old, and she and I spent a whole year making dollhouse furniture. So we made so many pretty little pieces of furniture. We studied books with this dollhouse. It's a really special part of our lives. I have it here now because she doesn't have space. Occasionally I would put books in it, but I really, really want to get back to making furniture and showing that on my channel. It's such a fun way to be creative, and so many of us have grandchildren now. So I still have this stack. This is inspiration. These are my playing cards. This is not going to go away. But these two containers, I had so much ephemera, so many vintage books and pages. I'm trying to get, not rid of everything because I'm going to keep buying things like that. But honestly, as a creator, as an artist, you can have too much of something. You can get to the point where you're stagnant because you just can't move on from something. And I had way too much. This is a whole basket of ephemera and things that go in the ephemera packs. And then this is another basket that's been started. There's also a stack in the house. I just wanted to get it back down to where I feel inspired. Like there's not so much out here that I can't even create anymore. I want to get beyond that. I want to go back and recap something really quickly, or tell you what part of the plan is. I know this wall looks extremely bare compared to what it used to look like. And I did have shelving above this window. I want to have shelving again across here, perhaps. But I really, really want that shelving to be exactly what I need. And I'm going to be looking for some brackets and a piece of wood, preferably white or light wood. Now let's look at this wall where my art desk is, where my extra desk is for Michaela when she comes over, and then that's the sewing table. I'm probably going to put some little pieces of artwork on the wall there. And I'm still going through some of this. The workshop is not 100% redone, but it's almost there. We're like 95%. I've got all kinds of organized fabric. I have folded fabric so that I can see it. And you might remember, so this beautiful piece here that holds the dried flowers, and then the pair, the two of those that work together. They were in different spots because by the time I bought them, there wasn't a lot of space for me to just choose where I wanted to put them. This time, however, by pulling everything out of the workshop and bringing things back in, I've got them hanging together, and this beautiful shelf still has all of the trim, ribbon, little pieces where I'm going to be making the fabric journals that I love to make. And Jen, I have this bird that you sent to me. I'm probably going to put that on a journal or hang it somewhere special, but I put it here so it doesn't get lost. Stacy, I've got all of these beautiful trims that you sent to me. I've got this piece of dyed fabric that I want to use as a journal tie. We've got feathers. And the birdhouse, of course, fits the theme up there. And that's something Jason's sister painted. Things are placed where they're easy to work with all together. And then the actual art desk. If you will remember, the shadow box was on the other side of the room. And one of the things I had been wanting to do is get my stamps in the shadow box. I love the look of rubber stamps. The designs, I think they are so beautiful. And a lot of you know that I like working with stamps. I use them a lot. So it made sense to bring them out where I could see them. And then in this corner, I still have these very highly organized containers with small things that I continue to use all the time. Things that were already very useful, extremely organized. I did not change those things. I've just moved some things around. I still have my paints, and I have a lot of storage in this corner. So I have all of these drawers that open this way, and then all of these that open this way. And I have another set of drawers under here that are easy to get to. And I have watercolor paper and more ink stamps standing under here. And there's my little trash can or whatever. One of the things that I'm loving, though, I brought this lace table scarf back, and in order for it not to get messed up, and it's already damaged. It's got some holes in it. It had some staining. I love keeping everything under here covered up, and I may add something over here as well that's longer, but I love this idea. You know, I love to use the paper that's been on my art desk and has gotten all stained and grungy. Well, I took 6 pieces and taped them all together so that we're going to have one large thing to work with. And I also love that there is masking tape on here because, you know, it gets stained up as well, and it just adds to the beautiful grungy art paper look, and then you can go back and make journal pages with that. So I really do love the way this all is coming together. You might remember that organizer back there was on my desk. I'm not sure that I'm going to keep that. I went through everything on the desk and just organized to the point where I don't need all of that. And one of the reasons, like all of my binding stuff, it makes so much sense to have that here with all of these things. And that was down on the desk. And I feel like when you go through and organize things in a way that makes sense, you take up less space. I love it out here. Fear not. You know, I love stuff and nonsense and decor. This frees up a lot of space for me to bring things in that I like. Now, if I see something and I think, oh, I really, really love that, and I would love to have that in my workshop, there's room for me to change and to grow and to bring in new things that inspire me. So all of this, the bare walls behind me, let's enjoy them while they're kind of sparse. I'm sure more things are going to be coming in. I just love it out here. I cannot wait to get started, and I have a journal that should have been retired probably 2 weeks ago, but I've kept using it and putting things in it. So I will be back soon to show you this lovely journal that I carried for all of June. I can't remember if I started in May. I've been using this one for a while. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back really soon. The fun packs are almost done, and I will be back really soon. Bye for now.